Welcome back to another video, a quicker video, a lighter video, a chiller video today. Essentially, back when Doctor Who magazine came out, Alex Kingston opened up about the possibility of a River Song return, and this has been doing many rounds on the Doctor Who fan sphere. I've seen a lot of people talking about it, giving their thoughts as to whether River should or shouldn't come back, whether she will, and I just wanted to give my 2 cents on it, really. So yeah, if you feel like subscribing, feel free to do so. We're trying to overtake Big Finish. We got some ways to go, but I think we can get there. Our next stop is 20,300, but yeah, let's just get right into it. So yes, here is the article in question. Doctor Who's Alex Kingston says River Song isn't quite gone yet. Alex Kingston spoke about a potential return for her fan favourite character in this month's Doctor Who magazine. This was in the bit that was the Alex Kingston interview, which I didn't read in full on video, but I did read myself, and I'm just going to be showing you this part here, which a lot of the sort of news media have talked about. As the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials and season 14 get closer, we already know a number of the show's stars who will be returning to their roles. David Tennant, Catherine Tate, Gemma Redgrave, and more already confirmed to be coming back, as well as a season 1 guest star and an unexpected name from the Tom Baker era. However, one figure who hasn't been confirmed yet for potential return is River Song, the Doctor's wife, who is primarily played by Alex Kingston, and has had adventures with 11th, 10th, and 12th Doctors. That is until now, plus Big Finish, where she basically met all of them, but that's a whole other thing. Speaking with this month's Doctor Who magazine, Kingston teased a potential return for the character, saying, "You can go forward with River, you don't always have to go back. She's saved within a computer, and she can go anywhere. I don't think she's quite gone yet." Kingston last appeared on the show in the 2015 Christmas special, The Husbands of River Song, where she met Peter Capaldi's Doctor. This isn't the first time Kingston has expressed interest in making a return to the long-running sci-fi show. Last year, when asked at London Film and Comic Con 2022 whether she would be coming back to the show, she said, "Who knows? Bring on Shooty is all I'm saying." As well as the returning stars, there have also been a number of famous faces added to the cast in recent weeks: Jonathan Groff, Indira Varma, and Jinx Monsoon. So yeah, that's the basic article, leaving it pretty open, but I wanted to give my thoughts on this whole idea and why personally I'm not a big fan of it. Now hear me out, there's a couple of reasons for this. One is, frankly, I think it would be weird to bring back River Song without Stephen Moffat. I know that you can make the case that River Song debuted in the Russell T Davies era, however it was still written by Stephen Moffat, and River, for lack of a better term, feels like a very Moffat-y character. The mannerisms, the sort of flirtatiousness, it's all very much baked into that era, and I almost feel like, depending on where Russell T Davies takes the Ncuti Gatwa era, River might feel slightly out of place in context with the rest of it. Maybe less so, I'm not sure. But I just feel as though River is a character who was built for Moffat's tenure of Doctor Who. That's why he set her up in the Library two-parter. My other opinion is that, to be frank, I know that Alex Kingston says that she doesn't necessarily have to go back. She is saved in a computer, technically. You could just get like a USB drive and take River anywhere, I guess. But personally, for me, I've always kind of felt that one of the things that Moffat in particular, and I do like Moffat's writing, but one of the things I always felt he struggled with was letting consequences happen. By that, I mean, there's always sort of a way around it with every character that he makes. Clara, she gets a TARDIS. Bill Potts becomes a puddle. And even River, to an extent, like we say, gets to live out her life with her crew in that weird library thing. And I just feel like having River reappear either after her death or fitting in more adventures would just kind of rob some of the impact of her exit. And also, I feel would kind of muddy up her story a bit, because River's story, if you follow it, is very much, it begins at the end for her, and we loop all the way back around to the start for her in Husbands of River Song, which is the end for the Doctor. And it's lovely. I mean, all the individual beats don't always work for me, but I think the whole idea is really nice, and it's wrapped up, it's concluded. The Doctor grieved her and moved on. I feel like bringing her back, unless you have a really good reason to do it, doesn't feel super necessary to me. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I'm not in love with what Big Finish does with the character, where they pair her up with all the different Doctors, like I mentioned earlier. Because I just kind of feel that it sort of makes the time that the Doctor and River have, which was fleeting in the TV series, feel less special if she had endless adventures with the other Doctors. Again, I understand why Big Finish do this, but I just kind of feel like it makes the themes of the show a little bit less poignant. And obviously, I know a lot of people, they treat canon with flexibility and all of this, but if we are to take Big Finish as completely canon, then I do just feel like it robs from the impact of that overall story, and I also just feel like the same would happen the more you reintroduce her in the TV series. There are a lot of people advocating for a 13 and River team-up, and I understand why. I think that dynamic would have been interesting, but I just feel as though she had her story. Again, this is all just hypothetical. It's just Alex Kingston answering a question, but I do think there are some characters that should just stay gone. And I don't mean that as a derogatory for Alex Kingston, quite the contrary. I think Alex Kingston is fantastic in that role. I just feel as though sometimes when a character's dead, or, not in play anymore, as it were, it should stay that way sometimes. And I feel like River, for me, is one of those characters. I think if they were to bring her back, like I say, it would have to be in a Moffat-penned episode, just for that continuity, I suppose. Now, there have been rumours about Moffat coming back to do a one-off episode, which personally, I don't know whether I'm in the minority or the majority on, I would really like. I think some of Moffat's best work was always when he was under Russell. However, that's not confirmed, and I just think it would be a bit weird without having at least a bit of Moffat's influence on River. You could make the case that with monsters like the Weeping Angels, they kind of grew out of him in a sense. He created them, but the Weeping Angels are such a core concept of Doctor Who now that they've kind of evolved beyond him, if you like. And even then, I'm probably in the minority on this. When I was watching Village of the Angels, I did feel his absence a little bit. I don't know whether anyone else felt that. I just kind of felt like a lot of the things they were doing, it wasn't really that innovative to me. It kind of just felt like adding more things for the sake of it. And don't get me wrong, Moffat was guilty of that himself to an extent, but I feel like whenever Moffat added a gimmick to his monsters, there was some clever twist to it, whereas with Village of the Angels, it's like, oh, if they touch you twice, you'll just die, and it's like, that's just less interesting, though, as a premise, really. Whereas you may not like, he who holds the image of an angel becomes himself an angel. You can't deny, conceptually, that's fun. But let me know in the comments below what you think about any of the things I discussed today. Do you think I'm right? Would you rather River not come back? Or would you love to see River come back and you think I'm talking absolute waffle? Sorry for the shorter video today. Hopefully you'll get a longer video tomorrow. I'll be honest, playing Tears of the Kingdom, the new Zelda game. It's fantastic. Go play it if you play video games. I don't know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.